I don't really do an introduction.
That's cool. This is your show. You do it your
I
way.
was so nervous about coming today when I've done my makeup.
It looks fabulous. It looks
Thank
fabulous.
you. It were really scary. So yeah, because obviously I'm just getting into putting my face to things. I've got 2 kids, so I haven't really done makeup for a long time. So
Do you know
this
what? I
is my
find a lot
first.
of new mums are like that. I think I was actually speaking about that with someone the other day. I can't remember who it was, but they said, oh, basically I did a competition. We launched in Superdrug, and I did a competition where 2 people get to have the makeup done by me. So I went down to Malvern. I'd never been there before in my life. I got there, I was like, where the hell are we? And my competition winner, Georgia, I think her name was, she'd just had a baby a few years ago and stopped really putting makeup on. And it was just a really nice experience because I think she probably saw her old self a little bit. So yeah, I think it's a process, isn't it?
Yeah, so learning again.
Yeah, learning again, and also having the time for it as well.
Yeah,
because
I'm
that's
just getting
your
that.
priority is the baby. So,
Yeah,
but then you've got to prioritize yourself.
I'm learning. So we'll get straight into it then. Made by Mitchell became one of the first beauty brands to hit 1 million in 24 hours on TikTok Shop. What did the 1 million TikTok Shop day actually feel like for you?
It was stressful, really stressful. So how that day went about, we had a target from TikTok Shop and it was 500,000. So really, I just kind of wanted to hit that. If I hit that, I would have slept very well that night. And very quickly, we hit it, I think in about 3-4 hours. It was a 12-hour live. So then we kind of just slowed down for a few hours because we started the live around 10 a.m. So when you go live on TikTok, 9 till say 12, 1-ish peak time. And then it calms down a bit for a few hours because people are going back to work or doing the school run or anything like that. So then we'd slowed down, but the sales hadn't slowed down. So we were like, okay, how far can we take this? And I just remember I had all these lights around me, kind of like this right now, but more. Like I've never seen so many lights in my life. And my team were looking at me and like mouthing things to me. And I was like, what the hell? I'm already blind as it is. I'm like, what are you saying? And they were going, shall we go for 1 million? I'm like, what? Like that's just doesn't even compute. Well, it didn't at the time. That figure can be done in that amount of time. And I just thought, do you know what? Instead of me trying to aim for 1 million, let's just keep doing what we're doing because it was working pretty well already. And yeah, within the 12 hours, we'd done $1 million in 12 hours, which is wild. And it was overwhelming, definitely an overwhelming day. Again, just seeing that number is just a crazy, crazy feeling. But then I think afterwards, it was just a real pinnacle moment of the brand. And I think it really made everyone wake up to the power of Made by Mitchell. So I'll be forever grateful for that day. And yeah, it was a great day. I can't believe it actually happened, to be honest, still to this day.
And how did that moment change how you saw your future?
How did it change? I think it really changed my ability to see how big the brand could go. Because if we did something that big and we were the first to do it, it just planted the seed of, okay, well, what can we do next? What can we do next? And for me, being number one isn't always the goal. It's a great feeling, but that's just not what I strive for because I'm in my own lane and outside noise just is something that I've been very good at keeping on the low, you know? And I think you have to be, especially in this industry. But I think being the first to do something is something that I always like to say that I've done. Because then after I've done it, I'm like, okay, what's next? You know? So yeah, it's just made me realize how big we can go with the brand.
Yeah, because you're in America now, aren't you?
America,
That's
Australia,
crazy.
all over.
Wow,
That's going to the Middle East. We'll get into that. But yeah, it's
so good.
It's
That's
a really
exciting.
crazy time for the growth of MBM. And yeah, it's a cool thing to be the first one to do something. Yeah, definitely.
So you started with DIY roots and viral content. What's the biggest lesson you've learned taking MBM from TikTok Shop to global retail?
The biggest lesson, there's so many lessons because TikTok Shop as a platform is one way to shop and it's a very new way to shop and not everyone really understands it yet. A lot more people do now because it's been a few years. But when you go into retail, bricks and mortar, it's way more traditional and you've kind of got to follow rules a little bit more with how people's systems are. For example, we were the first TikTok Shop beauty brand to launch into Boots. We did the biggest ever rollout, 95 stores in one day. It was crazy. And that was a huge success, but also a big wake-up call that we kind of had to learn as a business to work in different ways and be very adaptable, which I think we've always been very good at anyway, but to just make sure that you can adapt to whoever you're talking to process things differently, because TikTok Shop, we were kind of like just pioneering it. We were just making it up as we were going along, whereas Boots is a huge corporation that's been going for many, many years. So you kind of do have to follow the rules a little bit more. So yeah, it was just a big learning curve as a whole, really, of just, if we want to scale in this way, we kind of have to listen a little bit more and not just make it up as we go along.
Adapt,
Yeah, adapt.
Did you fear moving into retail would lose the magic of what you built online?
No, because I've always felt I love IRL experiences. That's just who I am. I'm a people person. I love just that human connection. So I almost knew that the brand needed it in a way. And I knew that once we would have it, people would fall in love with the brand even more. Not just the formulations and the shade ranges, but just how the makeup makes you feel. Even if you're not buying it and you just come in swatching it and you're like, oh, wow, that feeling. That's what I love about makeup. But when I see glitter, I literally combust. So, and I know there's a lot of people that have that same reaction. So yeah, I mean, you never know how it's going to go, do you? That could have gone tits up. Thank God it didn't. Thank to the universe or whatever is out there. Thankfully that didn't happen. But yeah, you never know. But I think it's good to be scared sometimes, It's good to be scared, definitely.
Yeah, it means you're growing, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
What's the biggest learning curve going from creator to CEO?
Oh God, it's a big one. I've never really seen myself as a business person. I've never, ever been academic with numbers or anything like that. I'm a true creative. So when the brand started, it was me and two other people, me, my business partner, and my head of operations. And we all had names to our roles, but we were all just kind of doing whatever we had to do at that time. And then I'd say it was probably easier back then because we were just making it up as we were going along, and we didn't really have any targets for ourselves, whether that was a financial target or whether it was just kind of like, how many pieces of content do we want to film today? We were just completely new at it. So then when it comes to building a team and building the right team, I've got a really small team for a business our size, and sometimes that's really hard. But most of the time I'm very grateful for it because I know that everyone on my team has such dedication to the vision of the brand. And I think that's really important in the period of the growth that we're in right now. Yeah. Like, we need dedication. So the transition from creator to founder, CEO, it's a completely different kettle of fish. But I will say it's been a lot easier because I've got a great business partner who has mentored me massively and allowed me to make mistakes, which is very, very important to do, and learn in my own way. But also, if I've still not learned, she will definitely tell me how to learn. So yeah, I think it just helps by having a great team. And you don't need a big team. You just need some people around. Yeah, not a big team, the right team. Totally.
What is a mistake you made scaling the brand that people wouldn't know about?
Mistake. I think at the start, I've spoke about this a few times, but I don't think it's ever really drilled through to people, because now you look at Made by Mitchell and it's a global business now. It's a global brand. It's everywhere. But there was once a time where we had launched. We had a really successful launch. I remember we were sat on the sofa. Well, I was sat on my dining table at the time because we launched in COVID. So we launched from my dining table. And my team were in their houses, and I got a call and they said, you've just done your first 100 grand, and it was in 25 minutes. And that just kept going. It was incredible. And then I'd say about 6 months in, this would have been early 2021 at this point, I was uninspired. I'd been in the house for a year like everyone else. The brand kind of went a little bit stale. We didn't really know where the direction of the brand was going. We didn't know if it was going to carry on going. And I remember having the conversation with my team, and we were thinking, are we going to carry this on? Is this something we do again? Or do we kind of just sell what we've got now and leave it there? Mm-hmm. So that was a really scary time, because at the time we'd gone from just being D2C, and then we went with our first retailer, which was Beauty Bay. And I had a great relationship with Beauty Bay anyway, still do. So it felt like the right thing to do. But Beauty Bay at the time are a huge corporation that have such loyal customers that would almost choose to shop on their platform rather than ours. And we didn't have the the intricacy with shipping. Our shipping was really expensive, not to earn money from it, but that was just the setup that we had. Whereas our business for a little bit of period kind of just became a wholesale business. And when that's the case, it's really hard to scale. It's hard to reinvest in stock. And it's hard to do things bigger the next time because you're kind of just working on this small margin. So I think even though I don't regret going into Beauty Bay when we did, I think maybe we could have waited a little bit longer and just focused on D2C at the time. But hey ho, like if I did it any differently, would I be here right now? So I don't regret anything, but that was a time that it was really scary, actually. Definitely. Really scary.
How do you keep that community feeling as the brand gets bigger?
I think that's just the roots of the brand. I don't think that will ever go. Not while I'm still able to keep it there. That's just me. It's just me. It's the roots of me. Again, like I said before, I'm a people person. So yeah. I think anyway, maybe I'm tooting my own trumpet a little bit much, but I like to think that when you are a people person and you care about people and how they feel and how they communicate and how they approach something and how you approach them, then that it just happens naturally. It's not necessarily something that you actually have to try to do.
Yeah.
And my community is incredible. I was just in New York and obviously we launched in Ulta. Huge deal, but imposter syndrome always kicks in. And I was walking through Times Square. It was like 6 a.m, jet lag. I'm just like, I'll go get a coffee. No one's on the streets. And New York is always busy. So I'm thinking, oh, this is strange. And I'm not joking. I got stopped by 4 different people along the street. And they was like, oh my God, I love your curve case. I love your color case. I love your products. I love your brand. And I was just sat there like, huh? How? Because it's one thing it happening in the UK where the market is huge, absolutely, but a lot smaller than the US. And then you go to the US where there's over 300 million people and some people notice me for my product. That's a really crazy feeling, And it's a testament to how responsive people have been to the product. Because a lot of people know the product without even knowing me now. Another instance, I was getting in the lift in my hotel in New York and a woman got in and she said, I loved your suitcases. And they were my suitcases, like the ones on the back. And I said, oh yeah, thank you. And she said, where did you get them from? I said, oh, I actually make them from my brand. She said, what was your brand? I said, it's made by Mitchell. We're a makeup brand. She said, that's you. And I was like, see, this is so cool. And that was really always my main goal, to create something bigger than me. Not because I want to be lazy and have a day off, but because this isn't just about me anymore. It's about how you can make people feel, you know? I know it's makeup and it comes off at the end of the day. That's sometimes the best part of it. But it's really about the mission of just empowering people to just be themselves, you know? Whether it is by carrying around a rainbow suitcase or whether it's by wearing rainbow eyeshadow, you know?
Yeah. Do you ever feel weird? This is a question for me.
No?
Do you ever feel weird like getting that first time you got stopped? What did it feel like when somebody was like, oh my God,
Not to sound arrogant, but it's been happening for a very, very long time now. I've been doing this for so long. So now it doesn't feel weird. It felt weird in New York.
The first time.
Yeah, that was strange. I wouldn't say weird. It felt like I was floating. I was a bit like, I think you're punking me. Like, I think you're actually joking. You don't have a clue what my brand is. But I'd say I've definitely become accustomed to it because over the years, and I've had many different eras within my career, there's always been an audience there. So I've always managed to reach people. So it's definitely not, it's like second nature now. And it's something I love the most because actually, like I said before, IRL, getting to meet people, not just read someone's comment, that's the best thing you can possibly experience, especially if they're telling you something about not just your product, but how it's helped them and how your skincare has helped them get over acne. Like all those things are just amazing things to actually hear and not just read, you know?
Do you feel pressure to constantly be creative on the internet?
Yeah, definitely. That's something that I think any creative probably feels, especially in the social world now, because there's so many people. And this, again, it will come back to what I said before. I'm in my own lane and outside noise, I try to keep that at the bare minimum. And you can't switch it off completely because at the end of the day, I do have competitors and I do have to watch what they're doing. And I try not to watch them all the time because I'll be honest, most of the time I don't have the time to do that. And a lot of the time, 100% of the time I'm happy for them because to me, they're not my competitors, but on paper, they are. So the pressure of being a founder, having a business, being a creative, it just gets vaster and vaster and vaster as the years go on, especially as the business gets bigger as well. But pressure's good. what's that saying? Diamonds are made under pressure. Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, that's
Diamonds
so
are made under
nice.
pressure. So one day I'll be a diamond. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, love it.
How do you protect your creativity from burnout?
Holidays,
Yeah.
wine, love wine, margaritas. No, genuinely though, I'm not even joking. I think time with my friends. I love my family, but my friends just get me on another level, and they've been there with me on every step of this journey. So yeah, I think time with my friends is really I don't get to do it that often. So I live with my mum. My mum lives at my house, so I see her all the time. Me and her are like two peas in a pod, but we clash. We love each other. We hate each other one day. It's just how we are. We're like best mates. But I think time with my friends is the most valuable thing sometimes, because they're just the people that knew me before any of this was a thing, and they still treat me exactly like that. If I'm wrong, they put me in my place, which is so important. I'd like to say that I don't have any yes people around me, and I think that's how I'm still here today. And I'm very, very grateful for that. I probably used to, when I was younger, wanted yes people to just validate me for everything I was doing, but now I've got a lot of just honest people around me, and they're the reason that I don't necessarily get burnout. And I don't know how I don't, because I'm constantly working and constantly creating. But I think they just keep me alive, my energy alive. And also just again meeting people as well. That's like the best thing, and seeing the next accomplishment. Like for example, we're in thousands of stores all around the world now. And seeing that in person, if I'm ever feeling tired, it's like an instant, it's like a lift. It's like I've just done something really crazy. It's like being a battery that's been charged up. That's the best way to describe it. It's just like this tingly feeling.
Yeah.
There's no other way to describe it.
Are you still the first person to test every product?
First person. I do it with a bit of a wider team now as well, because I have a lot of different opinions on my product development team. And I think that's what allows us to create product for everyone, whether it's shade, whether it's formula. Like, for example, my curve case, it's our hero product. We sell thousands and thousands a week. Can't keep it in stock. But not everyone loves the curve case because it's very glossy. So, and even some people on my team prefer something more matte. So that's where it kind of then came to us doing a curve case matte. So I like to always start the conversation of when we get a sample in of who's going to test this, who is this made for? Because I need to know if you like it. Because then if you like it, you'll tell your friend about it, and then that's how the word of mouth things happen. And even if it's on social, through a video, So yeah, I think starting the conversation is really important, because it sets the tone of who the product's for. And then my amazing team, my best friend Holly, Nicole, my head of design, Bianca, head of graphics and stuff. They're all amazing, because they all come at it from a different point of view, and they've all got their own point of view to beauty, and they all crave something different as well, which is really important when you create a product. You want to hit every single demographic of person.
Did you ever struggle with confidence before the brand took off?
I wish I said I did, but I've just always been a very confident person. I think growing up gay, getting bullied in school, it was the greatest thing that ever happened to me, to be honest.
Makes you resilient.
It's built me such a thick skin. Now anyone can say anything to me, and I'm just kind of like, I was actually quite creative. So maybe earlier in life, definitely being the odd one out. But I think ever since I left school and I went off to do my own thing, I realized that the things that I probably used to not be confident about are the things that are going to take me a very long way. So I really just hone in on that now. Yeah.
Now that you're judging the Hair and Beauty Awards, what trends should entrants be thinking about this year?
I think for me, I'm a full glam kind of guy. I want to see some glam. I want to see some colour. Doesn't have to be full colour, just has to be a pop of colour at least. And I just want to see, I think at the minute we're really in an era especially in the makeup industry, of celebrity makeup artists. And celebrity makeup artists have been around since the dawn of time, but there's this new wave of celebrity makeup artists that are really kind of constructing a look. Like Sophia Sano, who does Zara Larson, she has completely taken Zara to a whole new level. So I think it's also about seeing someone's signature as well, and knowing that that person has done that makeup. I know that when I've done a makeup look, people know that I've done that makeup look, and that's so powerful. Because you don't necessarily have to even say, and that's not saying something is sometimes the best way to get something across. Someone just knowing that that's you, that's the best thing ever. So yeah, some signature things that differ from the next. That's, I think, what I would love to see this year, definitely.
And then last question. What does it mean to you to be part of the Hair and Beauty Awards, both as a judge and industry voice?
I mean, when I got asked, I was like, huh? Me? Again, imposter syndrome again. It's crazy because I've been in scenarios like that before. Many years ago, I did a TV show called American Beauty Star where I was being judged. And it was probably one of the most amazing experiences of my life because I got real industry feedback. Might not have always felt good at the time, but now looking back, I'm like, wow, that really helped me because it allowed me to see things from a different perspective. And that's what beauty is all about, perspective. Everyone has their own version of it. So yeah, now to be on this side of it, I won't be a mean judge. I'm not the Simon Cowell. That's just not me. Hopefully I can help and give my experience and my expertise to the contestants that hopefully will take a little bit of it, or maybe they won't, and maybe they think, actually, shut up, you don't know anything, and that's also okay. But yeah, it's all about helping someone, isn't it? And hopefully just taking them to the best version of their talent and their skill, and even themselves as a human being as well.
Thank you so much for this today.
Thank you for having me.
It's really nice to meet you.
Thank you for coming, actually. Thank you.